We'll start with a language that many of you may be familiar with, the language of regular expressions. You've seen them if you've taken CS 101, maybe you've seen them elsewhere. In any event, we'll give an overview of them. There's a language for regular expressions. They can be expressed as strings. So for example, the string A star, B star, C star describes a language, and that language consists of any number of A's followed by any number of B's followed by any number of C's. So elements of this language include the strings A, B, C, A, B, C, C. Stars can be any number, so it could be 0 of them. So say just B would be an example. The empty string all by itself would be an example. C, 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 C would be an example, and so on. Now there's a whole language of symbols like plus and question mark and so on for regular expressions. And to make sense of them, we have to be able to describe what are the possible grammars and then what are the possible languages that those grammars correspond to. So grammar is a description of a language, and a language is a set of strings. Now, this form of description of the grammar as a long sequence of characters is convenient when you're quickly typing something in, but it can be difficult to work with. Grammar expressions get long. And so we're going to describe the possible grammars in a format that's more compositional. In other words, what I'm going to describe is an API, which stands for Application Programming Interface. This is the interface that a programmer uses rather than the UI or user interface that a user uses when you click with your mouse. And so we'll describe a series of function calls that can be used to describe the grammar of a regular expression. We'll say that a regular expression can be built up by these types of calls. First, a literal of some string s. So for example, if we say literal of A, then that describes the language consisting of just the character string A and nothing else. We have the API call sequence of X and Y, so we could say sequence of literal A, literal B, and that would consist of just the language, just the string AB. So far, not very interesting. Then we could say alternatives, X, Y. So similarly, alternative of the same thing, say literal A, literal B, and that would consist of two possibilities, either the string A or the string B. We'll use the standard notation for the name of our API call here, and star of X stands for any number of repetitions, 0 or more. So star of literal A would be the empty string, or A, or AA, and so on. We can say one of, and then string of possible characters, and that's the same as the alternative of all the individual characters. So one of A, B, C matches A or B or C. It's a constrained version of the alt function. We'll use the symbol EOL, standing for end of line, to match only the end of a character string and nowhere else. So what it matches is the empty string, but it matches only at the end. So the only example we can give is end of line itself, and we can give an example of sequence literal A, end of line, and that matches exactly an A and nothing else at the end. And then we'll add dot, which matches any possible character, A, B, C, any other character in the alphabet.